Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports चैंपियनशिप Esportz Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई-स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। Esportz Premier Series का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से esports के YouTube चैनल पे। आजा, 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 जोश में आजा, हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा। आजा, 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 जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
आज खाने में वही।
बिल्कुल सही।
खाने में वही।
बिल्कुल नहीं, आज बोरिंग नहीं। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स है बिल्कुल सही।
अनएक्सपेक्टेड माउथ वाटरिंग कॉम्बिनेशंस, फ्लेवर्स में ऐसा जोर कि बाकी सब लगे बोर। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। आजा, 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 जोश में आजा, हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा। आजा, 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 जोश में आजा। Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports चैंपियनशिप Esportz Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई-स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। Esportz Premier Series का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट, और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द फीफा अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से ई-स्पोर्ट्स के यूट्यूब चैनल पे।
Welcome guys to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series, co-powered by Hell Energy Drink, Oven Story and Fasos. Yes. So we have some insane games lined up for the day. We are starting with Aditya Chadda versus Sagnik, which is going to be an insane game. Yesterday we did not see Sagnik actually play his game, but because he got a bye from Saksham, and today Saksham will be playing as well from the losers bracket. But we start with the winners bracket, which is Aditya Chadda versus Sagnik. Now, yesterday Aditya Chadda was not at his best. His Eusebio performed extremely well for him to actually clutch up those games. And in the end, Hulit scored an insane goal to actually clutch up the win against Shubham, who arguably did play a much better game and probably deserved a victory over Chadda. But today, he is in the winners bracket and he is going to go up against Sagnik, whose team is also pretty good. So we are going to have the first game, which is going to be, I'm sure, an extremely tight affair. Yesterday we saw a lot of offside trap gone wrong, and I do know for a fact, played Sagnik multiple times, that he loves spamming the offside trap. So today, if he has seen the games yesterday, he will have to make sure that he does not make simple mistakes that would lead to an easy goal for the opponent. And especially against Chadda, through balls is what he is good at. And if Chadda manages to pick out a through ball which Sagnik cannot intercept, that is going to be an easy goal for him. So we have Neil today here with us, who is also a struggling gold player like I am. We're having some technical difficulties with his audio at the minute, but I think he will be back on very soon. While he works that out, I think we will just continue going through our brackets. So yesterday we saw the most insane game which between Charanjot and Saransh. That was basically the most entertainment we could have gotten out of any game. And that was the game that we had predicted yesterday that was going to be the game of the day, and it did basically live up to its expectations. We had Charanjot versus CJ going head to head till extra time, and Charanjot managed to clutch up the golden goal in extra time at 5-4. It was a goal fest and it was genuinely a treat to watch. I did speak to Saransh as well. Saransh did say that it was one of the most fun games he's played all year this year. So I do believe that we will see some insane Saransh action today. And CJ as well. We will have the upper bracket game as well, which is going to be either Aditya or Sagnik that is going to face up against CJ, which is going to be an insane game. Of course, CJ still remains the favorite to beat either Adi Chadda or Sagnik, but these two both have gotten what it takes to actually turn up and create an upset. And if you guys don't know, we've had the phase 1 that's already done, which was the single elimination knockout, where you play a couple of where you play a best of 2, and in the best of 2, if you're knocked out, you're done. But now moving on to the latter stages of the competition, you have the playoffs, which is the quarterfinals. So yesterday we had all the quarterfinals. Today we will have the loser bracket games for it, and we will have a double elimination knockout here. So how that works is, you play if you're in the upper bracket, when you lose one game at any stage, you get down to the loser bracket of that stage. Once you're there, you have a chance to redeem yourself to fight for the spot in the grand finale, which will happen against Charanjot or the winner from the upper bracket semifinals right now. Now, in the what makes it excruciatingly difficult for the loser bracket finalists to actually beat
Just one
the
test.
winner bracket finalist is that he will have to basically win a best of three, but the winner bracket finalist already has one win, so he has to beat the winner bracket upper bracket finalist twice in a row to actually win the entire tournament. And we have Neil with us, I believe.
All right. Finally, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely, Neil.
All right. So, Mercer, the audience, I would like to wholeheartedly apologize for my tardiness. Some issues, if you guys have been watching the streams, you know this is nothing new. But I'm really, really, really happy to be here. Happy to be with Soham Mercer in place of DK, who did a splendid job yesterday. Today's action is epic. Soham has already told you about it. Let's get into it.
Right. So we are going to be starting off with Aditya Chadda and Sagnik. And I have seen Sagnik play so many times, and I've played against him this year as well. Now, what impresses me most about Sagnik is at the very start of the year, when all the pros in the country had insane squads, because this was the first year that India got actual qualification to participate at official EA events. Sagnik was the only one who decided to do a road to glory, and he managed to get 27 wins in the first week itself, and he actually managed to beat so many people in the qualifiers with a very bang average team. What do you think of that, Neil?
That was honestly inspiring, because I remember the start of the FUD season. Okay, there are the whales, the people who spend thousands of rupees, thousands of pounds, I would say rather, on FIFA points, and they have these god squads right in the beginning. In the first 2 weeks, they're ready for champs, and then you got Sagnik. Okay, Sagnik, pro player, but still with a bang average team. All right, very average team, which anyone could have, and he turned up. He really turned up. He really showed that skill. End of the day, it just stands out.
You're absolutely right, Neil. We were all stunned by the way that at one point I had a better team than him, but he still managed to beat top pros in the country in the weekend league and the qualifiers with no sweat. It was genuinely extremely inspiring to watch, and that just breaks the myth of the pay to win meta. It may help you in some cases, like it did Aditya Chadda. Not saying he's pay to win, but he did have an incredible squad
Absolutely
advantage
not.
over Shubham Yadav. But Sagnik proves that he can do it with any squad.
Som, you played Sagnik in the past. Tell us about him. Tell us how good he is. Tell us what really sets him apart.
I think the one of the best things about Sagnik this year is that he's so good at putting pressure on the opponent. He's extremely good by maintaining a very high line. So everyone, like, it's basically put so much pressure on the opponent that it's very easy to make mistakes. It's very easy to lose possession of the ball. You get easily tempted by a very open through ball that is just going to be offside, and an insane amount of press. And he's extremely good with this one particular skill that he likes, which is the newest addition to the game, which is the player lock. Have you ever used it, Neil?
I've not used it myself, but I have been on the receiving end of it a bunch of times, and it is truly, like, it really sets these pros apart.
You're right. Sagnik was one of the first people to actually abuse that meta, and he used to completely bamboozle the defenses of the opponents, because when you play a lock, it's basically something like playing pro clubs, where your striker has the freedom to go wherever they want. And when you do that, it's very easy to either fake a run and pass it somewhere else, or actually get through and make a run with your own football knowledge, and something that will create a very clear-cut opportunity that the striker wouldn't have made a run otherwise. So we have Neil now. We're waiting on Sagnik's and Aditya Chadda's game. I do think that Chadda's game is Chadda's team is still a little bit stronger than Sagnik's. But like I said, early on, we had Sagnik's team which was genuinely probably one of the weakest teams in the pro scene. But now he also has an incredible squad. Maybe not so much of Aditya Chadda's level, but extremely competitive as well. So we're going to have a big game on our hands, and the match is starting very soon, and I'm super excited about it. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of goals, and I think this is going to be a game where these two are going to press each other like there's no tomorrow.
I'm really looking forward to this, man. Two attacking players, two players who have no caution in them. All right, they are going to be at it. They're going to be at each other. It's going to be two forces of nature, and it's going to be a crazy game right now.
You're right. What we are going to be seeing is Sagnik in the 4-4-2 and Aditya Chadda in the 5-3-2, which is a formation that he has mastered. It seems like at this point, Aditya Chadda in his 5-3-2 is almost unbeatable.
Aditya Chadda is the meta personified. All right, whatever the new meta is, Adi Chadda is the first person to really get used to it, to really embody it. And once he gets used to it, and once he's set, there is no stopping him. All right, the only thing that can stop him right now, in my opinion, is an EA patch, because he has mastered those through balls like it's nobody's business.
You're absolutely right. We did see Sagnik on the left and Aditya Chadda on the right, with Sagnik with an early through ball. But we were talking about the offside trap and how well these pros use it. And we did see Aditya Chadda Sagnik forcing that through ball, and it did not work out because it was offside due to the offside trap. But yesterday, it went so wrong for so many people, which led to so many goals, especially Sid with his offside trap. So these people need to know to not spam them and only do it when it's absolutely required.
You got to be careful there. You've got to be very careful with those balls.
You're right. We are seeing a very even matchup, and we already see a through ball which has almost worked so well with the Eusebio there. And we see the player lock system that I was talking about, which was used for a very simple pass. But it's basically means that Sagnik wants to play a certain way, and he'll do it with the player lock.
So I did not get your prediction for this game. I know we already started, but what do you think?
You're right. I do think that I will back my guy Chadda to actually go ahead and get this victory, just because he's mastered the formation so well. I did come up against the 5-back this weekend league as well. I was going in with a very good record, but I've realized that that's a very good chance, and Sagnik's worked this so well. Can he finish? He can't. He did a little too much there.
I would have to go with Adi Chadda as well, just for his comfort level with this formation. It feels like he's been playing this formation his whole life. Like, you wouldn't believe it if you told him that, just 2 weeks ago he was playing 4 at the back, but now he's 5 at the back, and he's really got a grasp on his formation.
You're absolutely right. This year, formations make a huge difference, and especially that's a great chance and that's a great goal. That seemed so easy with the 5 at the back coming into play, because there was the wing back that gave so much space on that side for a very easy ball into the middle to Bruno Fernandes, which is the card that everyone loves this year.
Amazing goal.
He made it look extremely easy. That was not how Sagnik would have wanted to start this game at all. Sagnik did have a very good opportunity early on. That means that he has the potential to score and be creative with his attacks. I hope that for the entertainment, he can make a comeback.
This is not the only goal we're going to see tonight. All right, this is not the only goal we're seeing in this game. Sagnik definitely has 1 or 2 goals in him, but let's see. Adi Chadda right now, he is on form.
You're right. Sagnik is busting out the Berba cancel, which is extremely effective, because the Berba cancel as well has so many exits, and you never know where Sagnik is going with one of those. The only thing is that he needs to find how to be extremely effective with that, because a couple of times now he's lost the ball while doing that particular skill move.
With
We
Adi
see
Chadda,
the
you cannot
Go for
afford to lose the ball. You cannot give it away cheaply. Adi Chadda, once he gets that ball, it is almost a guarantee that he gets a shot off.
You're absolutely right there, Neil. We can see the offside trap that Sagnik is using, and that's a great chance. Can Hullet score? He cannot.
Unfortunate there.
Have you ever had the pleasure of using Hullet, Neil?
Oh no, I can only dream of it, man. Currently, I'm using Inform De Jong, and he is not quite as good.
I'm sure that's as big as an understatement as it can get. But I do believe that most of the pros, in fact, have been going for the Bruno Fernandes Team of the Year, which Adi Chadda did use as well. And he was in absolute love with the card. He bought the card even though he had the Player of the Month. That just shows how rich he is. But he's gone back to the Hullet. That brings an entirely different dynamic to the game, which we've seen a lot of pros use, including CJ.
Speaking of this Bruno Fernandes Player of the Year card, this card I was fortunate enough to use, and I will tell you something about this card. All right, you have to be trying really hard to give the ball away, to lose the ball with this card. All right, this card was built to eliminate mistakes in the middle of the park. Probably better than Hullet. All right, probably better than Hullet. I know the cards will come after me. This card is really the best card, especially in the middle of midfield.
What a chance there! And Chadda has almost missed a very good opportunity. We do not see Eusebio missing those. That is something that we have never, ever seen happen, because Eusebio yesterday missed an easy chance as well. I have heard one of my friends saying that Eusebio is a choker. I refuse to believe so, because Eusebio is
No.
literally ice in the veins.
Ice in his veins, and that's why he's nicknamed as Ice. Baby Eusebio, all right, the closest thing to a guaranteed goal you can get in FIFA.
Chance. Oh, we did that so well. There we go. We spoke about the Baba cancel, and that was the best possible use of it. That was an insane amount of clutch in actually performing it at that right time. What a goal, Neil. What do you think of that?
Incredible goal. You saw him try it twice. He kept persisting. He kept trying for it, and the third time, he's third time lucky, man.
That was an insane goal. I have no idea how he managed to perform it. I could never see the exit going in that direction as well. He left the defender completely open, with Neymar having an open chance at goal. And with his 5-star weak foot, he was never missing that.
No chance of that card missing. With that player using that card, that is a guaranteed goal, and so he saw.
We have Chadda under pressure now, because Sagnik has dominated the ball as well with 63% of the ball. I know for a fact Aditya Chadda does not like the opponent to have that much of the ball. That's why he presses as high as he does. But now he needs to change something up to actually keep more of the ball and dominate the game, to have a genuine chance at beating Sagnik, because Sagnik has been quite dominant this game and Chadda has not created too much.
Adi Chadda loves having the ball. He loves making the opponent sweat. He loves making the opponent guess where he's going next. Right now, he's not able to impose his game plan on Sagnik, and Sagnik is doing really well. He's really keeping Aditya Chadda at bay, and this game is as even as it could be.
You're right. This seems to be a very cagey affair. Everyone is just trying to do what they know best. Sagnik with his player locks, Chadda with his through balls. This is going to be a very interesting game. And they both have such good squads that a moment of magic is not past their players. Both of them. And that's a great chance. That's going to be a goal. What a save. Incredible save. He did try the directional nutmeg there as well. That could have been a goal for sure. This is going to be a what clutch defending by Aditya Chadda there. He is definitely under pressure now. He needs to show up. That's a through ball that is not offside for sure. This is what he has the eye for, and he's suddenly in the opponent's half, and he will now try to keep the ball to create one really good opportunity. Hullet is making a run inside the box.
And with how good these players are, one chance is all it takes, man. They are clinical.
You're absolutely right. We see Chadda as well using the Burba cancel, showing that he knows all the skill moves as well.
I think both these players are so talented. If they decide to bring out the party tricks, we could be having a great watch. But right now, we are seeing competitive Indian FIFA at its best. All right, two differing play styles, both giving each other a solid match. Can't ask for more. Cannot ask for more.
For sure. Yesterday we did treat ourselves with the Sagnik Saranj game. I do hope that today we can have a game somewhere close to the standard of that game and the amount of entertainment that game brought in. I do hope that we see a lot more goals in this game. We are at 70 minutes. Both the players have 20 minutes to actually score and create something to put the opponent, their opponent under pressure for the second leg. That's a great chance, and Eusebio is going to score. Like we said, like Neil said correctly, he just needed one chance.
One chance, baby Eusebio. The most broken forward card in this game. Some might say it's Team Ronaldo. I disagree. That baby Eusebio is worth his weight in gold.
100% Eusebio is coming up way too clutch for our guy Aditya Chadda, and this is an insane goal scored by him just because of the positioning that he was waiting for Eusebio in. Like, this was the exact position he wanted Eusebio to be in because he loves the fake shot, and the fake shot is the easiest way to actually open up space right before a shot, and he has used that mechanic to score a very easy goal at the end.
That's what I say. These pro players, they have probably spent hours and hours just practicing. It's a fake shot. It is very easy. You and I can do it. But when to do it, where to do it, how exactly to exploit this mechanic in the game, you can learn so much from watching these players play.
You're 100% right. I'm sure the people watching the game and us both are taking tips on how to get better at this game, but we are so far away. But I do believe we all can take some tips, though we've already seen some very interesting ways to score with the Boba cancel, which was so effective and yet so creative. I do think that is something that we need to all have in our arsenal.
In fact, till this day, I'd never used the Boba cancel that well. I'd never seen someone use it that well. And now that they have, I really am taking notes right now, because effective skills and fancy skills, there's a world of a difference between them, and that's what separates a pro from, let's say, a casual FIFA player.
You're absolutely right, and you're one who is extremely good at skills, so I'm sure this is something that you would want to include in your game as well.
Oh, absolutely. I haven't played Sagnik too many times, just twice, but Adi Chadda, every time I play him.
That is a crazy goal again with the fake shot. Like we said, all he looks for is that space that Eusebio is popping into with the easy fake shot into space, and that is an easy goal again. This just requires patience. All he did was be patient, waited for the right run, and made a very risky pass to Eusebio instead of Bruno, who was quite free there. And Eusebio did what he does best, man.
We need to start a petition to ban Eusebio, but what are you going to do about Crusher? Like, this guy will find another player, another meta exploit, and he will punish you. What a goal.
And here's another through ball. If the keeper messes up, and he has messed up, can Chadda make something of it? Oh my god, that's a great shot by Hullet. And if anyone could score that, it would have been Hullet.
Rude Hullet, the most complete card in this game. What a player.
What a player indeed. Yesterday we saw all the pros dancing with the 6 feet man. I'm sure he's 6'3". In fact, you don't get to see that kind of dribbling with any other player, but that's what Hullet brings to the table, that and his hair. And I think that sets him apart from all the other cards in the game.
I don't think there's a card in FIFA that sets fear in the heart of your opponent like Ruud Gullit. Like the moment you see that imposing presence with that unique afro in the middle of the pitch, you know you're in for a painful, painful game of FIFA.
What do you think of this game though, Neil? What are your thoughts of it? Oh, we get to see the goals
Well,
here. That's very good.
I will say, with Adi Chadda, there are meta exploits, there are clinical finishes, and so far we've had both of that. With Sagnik, there's patience, there's caution, there's just a lot of intelligence in this play. And I think both these players have really, really, really delivered on what they promised to deliver.
You're right. This was an insane game where they both got to show what they're extremely good at. Like we said, Aditya Chadda is the favorite at this point because he's been playing extremely well and he's very used to the formation. And he actually ended up finishing top 16 in the region, which is a huge achievement. Now Sagnik is under a lot of pressure. He needs to score 2 goals to actually equalize. And then score another one. Scoring 3 goals against the 5 at the back that Chadda uses so well is going to be a very difficult task. Do you think he can do it, Neil?
Well, if I was a betting man, I'd be keeping my money in my wallet right now. Adi Chadda, once he gets ahead of steam, once he gets started, once he shifts into momentum, stopping him is very difficult.
You're absolutely right. I think Adi Chadda will walk away with this one just due to the fact that this is a 2-goal lead, but we've seen some insane comebacks yesterday as well, and all it takes is for Sagnik to just change his game plan a little bit to counter the 5-3-2 so that he can actually have a chance in this game, because he did create an insane chance. He didn't create a number of chances, in fact, at the very start of the game. But as Chadda got warmed up, there were far and few chances for Sagnik. And Sagnik had to pull out something extremely extraordinary out of the bag to actually score that one goal that he has done now. I do think he needs to find a way, change up a formation, do something that he thinks is going to beat Chadda's press and his insane amount of high-rated players.
I will say this, Sagnik possesses the intelligence, he possesses the experience. If anyone can, it is this guy.
You're right. Sagnik has played FIFA at a very, very, very high level. And they've both played at the same level. Sagnik just needs to find a way to beat the 5-3-2 meta. And this is something that Sagnik would have beat any other player, right? It could have been anyone else. It could have been me with the 5-3-2 and it would be an easy win for him. But because it's someone who is so good at the formation and has, most importantly this year, he has the players for it. He has Firmino, Hullet, and Bruno Fernandes. Arguably, the 3 of the top 5 cards that can actually play in that formation perfectly. And I do think that is the huge advantage that Aditya Chadda has over any other player.
Exactly. Crusher is what you get when you have a player who is dedicated to learning the meta. You give him the best cards in the game, and this is what you get. You get Adi Chadda, Crusher. All right, a player who can punish even the best of the best.
You're right. This year, we saw Aditya Chadda bursting onto the scene last year. I do remember speaking to him very early on into the year where he used to be a mere gold 1 player like me. And this year, last year, he started getting elite 1s consistently. And then he ended up hitting 30-0 twice as well. So this is someone who is extremely new to the scene, unlike Sagnik, who has been part of the pro circuit for a while now, and he's now completely dominating. I believe he's one of the top 3 players in the country right now, and I think Sagnik has to prove a point by winning this game and getting on to the final stages of the tournament.
Adi Chadda's story is an inspiration for any struggling FIFA player. All right, anybody who's finishing goal 3, goal 2, goal 1, elite 3, and who wants to make that last step up to the pros, they can take a lot of inspiration from Adi Chadda. Like you said, in the span of one FIFA, he has gone from virtually unknown to being in the top three players, and I completely endorse that. All right, CJ, Saransh, Adi, they are head and shoulders above the rest of the. I wouldn't say the rest of the pros, but the rest of the Elite One players at least.
You're absolutely right, and that's some crazy skill. But we saw a lot of cricketer cancels yesterday, and we haven't seen one this year. And that's a great shot by Renato there. That is the difference that you get with a Bruno Fernandes there or a Renato. A Bruno Fernandes would have scored that for sure, but a Renato, an 84 Renato as well, has missed the chance. But that was an insanely great cricketer cancel that opened up so much space for Sagnik there, showing that he is he's competing at this very same level and he can break down the defense. All he has to do now is pile on some more pressure on Aditya Chadda and keep more of the ball like he did in the first half, which he's already capable of. A few more chances like that and he's surely scoring. That's going to be another goal, isn't it? That's so unlucky.
It's unfortunate, but Sagnik showing that this game is not done not by a mile. There is still life left in Sagnik. Unfortunately for him, he does not have that team of the year Bruno Fernandes. He's got Renato Sanchez, who is a great card, but still, he's no Bruno.
You're absolutely right. Sagnik did even manage to tackle Ronaldo there, but Ronaldo with his body type and Ronaldo with his strength and Ronaldo, the glitch that he is, somehow managed to get the ball back, which was extremely unfortunate for, and there's going to be another one. He won't choke this one, and he has. BBI just
Unbelievable.
choked.
Unbelievable. What
There'll
happened
be
there?
another one though. And Hullet, the big boy Hullet, I think this is game over now. 5-1 is too big a lead for Sagnik to actually come back from. I do hope that he can come back in this game and try to win this one, at least for his confidence. He will still have a redeeming chance in the losers bracket, but as I said, Hullet is a card like no other, and that finish was one that even Bruno wouldn't make.
I think a lot of the other players left in this tournament are taking notes right now. How do you stop Adi Chadda?
You're absolutely right. Adi Chadda may feel undefeatable at the minute, but it's Charanjot he sadly faces in the next round. And I'm sure he's not thrilled about it either. And that's another goal for Hullet. This is now becoming a massacre.
This is absolutely becoming one. Adi Chadda just punishing Sagnik right now. Guys, trust me, Sagnik is one of the best players I've had the fortune or misfortune, I don't know what way you want to look at it, of facing in FIFA. And the fact that Adi Chadda can go there and beat him by so many goals, the level is frighteningly high right now.
You're absolutely right. I don't think we should care too much about the scoreline though, because Sagnik is pushing a lot of his players forward, which is leading to a lot of open space for Chadda to actually exploit. So the scoreline may look like it's been a massacre, but Sagnik did play really well at the very start of the game. Just the goal from Hullet, I think, killed the entire tie.
Exactly. And he is human after all. He is human after all. It is disheartening when you got players like Hullet, Eusebio, Ronaldo, and you got a player in Adi Chadda who can use them to their max effectiveness.
You're right. No one uses these players than he does right now, and he's definitely enjoying his Hullet. But in the next game, he is going to be facing another Hullet and someone who is insanely good at using Hullet and all his other players as well in Charanjot. That is going to be a tie that I am looking forward to, and easily going to be probably the game of the day, with Aditya Chadda going up against CJ.
Adi Chadda versus CJ. Drop everything you're doing and tune in and watch this game, alright? Tell your FIFA playing friends, this is going to be a masterclass. This is going to be an exhibition of how a pro plays FIFA. Not just a pro's pro. These two are so good at this game. They know every trick, every skill. They could beat you 100 different ways. It is the unstoppable force facing the immovable object. I cannot wait to watch this game.
That's a great move. Can he get a shot away? He cannot. That's super unlucky. There were way too many people in the box for him to actually find space. But Sagnik did really well. He is trying to hang on into this game, and that's a very easy mistake by Chadda, and he has gotten one goal back. Do you think he can win this tie?
Could he win this tie? He probably could. Knowing Adi, he's probably reserving some energy, and you never like to see a pro player lose by so many goals. So I could see him get a goal or two back, but honestly, this game is done. This game is done. Adi Chadda has made a statement, and he's put the exclamation mark there as well.
You're absolutely right. This is still a tie that Sagnik would want to win, though, and we see the player lock on Chadda's side now, with Eusebio almost breaking through. This is going to be a very.
Chadda showing that whatever Sagnik can do, he can do as well.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Sagnik is someone who loves the player lock. He's told me multiple times that he told me, in fact, at the very start of the year, that this was a card that this was a mechanic that he thought was the most broken mechanic in the game. I do hope that he scores an opportunity using the player lock, and shows what he's best at.
Like I said, Soham, these players can score goals 100 different ways. What we see on the pro scene, what we see in these tournaments, in the business end, is what they are most comfortable with. But they could beat you in a number of different play styles. Tomorrow, Adi Chadda could shift from 5 at the back to 4 at the back to 3 at the back, and he could still rack up a 30-0 easily, and so could Sagnik.
You're absolutely right. Both these players have struggled to hit a 30-0 this year, though I know both of them have come so close with the 27s and the 29s, but failed to hit a 30, which is something that these guys have been waiting for since a while now. Aditya Chadda, in fact, very recently hit a 29 with a disconnect loss, which is so sad. It's something that you would never want to see, but I'm sure that at this point, what a player lock that is, and he scored. He scored, like I said. He has abused the player lock mechanic so well there. That was extremely creative. And what do you think of that goal, man, Neil?
Incredible, man. I cannot imagine myself scoring that goal. You know, I'm awestruck right now that this concept, this player lock, this new mechanic which has been added this year, I have not been able to grasp it at all. And to see these guys doing it, oh my God, I'm amazed right now.
Absolutely right, and there's a through ball that could have been abused, and can Ronaldo actually glitch through again? He cannot. We see Sagnik benching Reece James and using Kleiber, which I do think is the better card. And are we going to see a fake shot and finish? Yes, we are. Like I said, he does the simplest things in the best way possible, and Bruno is on the score sheet again, and Chadda is running away with the victory here.
Chadda is not letting up. Chadda is not letting up at all. We thought that Sagnik could come back into this game, but no. Chadda says no. Okay, he wants both the wins. He wants the win in the first leg and the win in the second leg. There has to be no doubt for Chadda about who the winner is. And Adi Chadda, man, he's really. What can you say about this guy, man? Like, when he faces CJ, it will be the best of the best competing.
You're absolutely right. That is a game that we are all looking forward to. A super exciting one, and both of them know what it takes to actually get to the extremely latter stages of the qualification. In fact, Neil, Aditya Chadda managed to reach the final stage through to the broadcast, and that's going to be another. Oh, that's a very, very, very unlucky block. But Aditya Chadda actually managed to get to the final round of the qualifiers before the broadcast, and he ended up losing on pens that game, which was super unlucky. Otherwise, we would have had two Indians actually competing on the EA stream, which would have been such a big deal. That just means that these guys are at the very, very, very top in their region. And in fact, if you look at it that way, he is in fact second compared to CJ. So it's basically the top two in our country going at it.
CJ, Adi, and you must mention Saransh. All right, these three will be really looking to make a mark. I'm sorry, at the next broadcast event. And honestly, you saw how good CJ did, and you saw what a tough competition Saranj gave him yesterday. I'm pretty sure both these guys will really, really, really represent India with distinction.
You're absolutely right. These are the people who are going to be genuinely game changers for us in the future. I do hope that Sagnik can get another one here to actually make this tie interesting. But Chadda has dominated for sure. I do think, just for entertainment's sake, I do want Sagnik to score a couple to make this tie interesting and for it to be a goal fest, and actually you teach us how to use the player lock in more effective manner.
I don't know, sign up for their coaching classes, man. These guys are doing stuff which honestly just leaves me amazed right now.
You're right. These are ways that we have never thought we could play the game in, and these guys are doing it, which is extremely, extremely fun to watch as well. And I'm sure that's the same case with the people who are watching the stream as well. But what do you think of this guy, the the Boba spin cancel? Is that something that you're going to learn now in the upcoming weekend league?
I think it is very easy to do the skill move when you're on the halfway line or perhaps in your own half. But to do it in that attacking situation, surrounded by players, and to get out of it so quickly, that will take a while. That will take a while to master. And it is a challenge which I would say not just me, but you and everyone else who's watching should really take this challenge on.
You're right. This was a game where we saw very, very less of the croqueta cancel, which was something that we saw a lot yesterday. And I know for a fact that Aditya Chadda is extremely good at using it, but we saw Sagnik actually create the best opportunity with it, and that's going to be another goal by Hullet, and we have a Hullet hat trick. This has been his game.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know why we fear Hullet, why we treat him like a god, Adi Chadda has just shown us that card is something else. There is no one that can compare to Hullet. The physicality, the skills, just every aspect of this game of football, Ruud Hullet is a card that can do it. Hullet gang for a reason.
You're absolutely right, man. The problem with saying Hullet gang is that to make a player feel like Hullet, but you never, ever, ever see it. And we see a very nasty rainbow flick from Aditya Chadda there, showing that he can bust out all the skill moves at any place on the pitch. And that is good games to Aditya Chadda and Sagnik. Aditya completely dominated this one, and it ended up being a very easy game for him. The possession was equally distributed, but the goals weren't. Hullet completely dominated the game, scoring a hat trick, and this was a very good goal by Sagnik, which was something that Aditya decided to show us. But good game to him. I think we did predict that Aditya was going to run away with it, and that's what has happened.
Aditya might have ran away with it, but do not count Sagnik out. He is in the losers bracket. He will study this game. He will do his homework. He will make his changes, and he will come back stronger than ever. This man has not reached as far as he has reached by quitting at such opposition. He will be back. I have zero doubts about that.
You're absolutely right. Sagnik will have a chance to redeem himself in the loser bracket, and if we can see the brackets, we will find out who he's playing next. I do believe he is going to be playing. He will be playing Sid. That is going to be a match that is genuinely something that we are going to look forward to, because Sid and Sagnik are actually teammates who know each other so well. They play with each other in Ultimate Team and Pro Clubs. They happen to be competing together as a team, so they are extremely good friends as well, and that is something that is a game that we're going to look forward to. But before we get to that, we will stop for a short break, and we will see you guys very soon.
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई-स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। ई-स्पोर्ट्स प्रीमियर सीरीज का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से ई स्पोर्ट्स के YouTube चैनल पे।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा, हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा। आजा 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 जोश में आजा।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
आज खाने में वही,
बिल्कुल सही।
खाने में वही,
बिल्कुल नहीं, आज बोरिंग नहीं। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स है बिल्कुल सही।
अनएक्सपेक्टेड माउथ वाटरिंग कॉम्बिनेशंस, फ्लेवर्स में ऐसा जोर कि बाकी सब लगे बोर। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा, हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा। आजा 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 जोश में आजा।
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई-स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। ई-स्पोर्ट्स प्रीमियर सीरीज का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट, और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द फीफा अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से esports के यूट्यूब चैनल पे।
Yo, can you hear me?
My bad. I was muted. But anyway, we've had an insane game of Aditya Chadda versus Sagnik, and Sagnik genuinely did try his best, but he could not break down Aditya Chadda's 5 at the back, which was something that I was. Which is something that I was hoping wouldn't happen, because it's nice to see that Aditya Chadda did dominate the game and he's back into form, which he wasn't yesterday, but it was not as entertaining as it could have gotten with the extremely close drama that we did see from Saransh and CJ's match yesterday. But we do have Aditya Chadda and Saranjot happening today, which is going to be a humongous game. Now Sagnik is going to be facing Sid in the next game. What do you think of that one, Neil? I think Sid versus Sagnik is going to be again a game that is going to be extremely close, because Sagnik and Aditya Chadda have I don't assume have played too many times, because they aren't really they are acquaintances, but they aren't really friends. Sid and Sagnik are part of the same pro clubs team and they talk to each other almost every day. So these are people who know each other better than anyone else, and this is something that is going to be super interesting, because again this is going to be a game that is complete with completely two separate game styles. We have Sid, who loves keeping possession of the ball, and Stagnik, who is not really known for keeping the possession of the ball, but is going to try to press as high as he can and score a goal. Sid is extremely good at keeping the ball and finding some insane passes that no one else does. Yesterday we saw Sid in his prime against Ranjan and completely demolished Ranjan's defense with his quick passing. And we did see Ranjan score a couple of good goals as well, but Sid completely dominated that game. And he basically was able to express himself like the way he does. And Sagnik, I hope, in this game can do that as well.
Som, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry about that, boys. Sorry about these technical difficulties. Like Som said, I would say Sid is one of the most experienced Indian pros. Despite his tender age, he has been representing India. He has been playing weekend league for a long time, and I'm excited to see what Sid brings to the table for us tonight.
You're absolutely right. Sid will be looking up from yesterday's game where he completely beat Ranjan, and this is something now he'll be coming into this game with a lot of confidence against Sagnik. But the thing that only differs that Sagnik would have an advantage of is that Sagnik has just warmed up. He just played his first game, and Sid maybe has cold hands, and Sagnik, if he can actually take advantage at the very beginning, before Sid is completely warmed up before the game, and actually take advantage of the first half and score a couple of goals to put Sid under pressure. Because we have spoken about this earlier, Sid, when he has a lead, is almost unstoppable. So that is something that I think Sagnik will want to look for.
Sagnik could not have chosen a better warm up than Adi Chadda. Adi Chadda has warmed him up. Sagnik should be feeling confident for this game. All the mistakes that I wouldn't say Sagnik made, but rather Adi Chadda forced out of Sagnik, you can bet that Sagnik is ready for this game.
You're right. I think Sagnik has learned from what he just played against Aditya Chadda, and he will now be looking to make sure that he does not make the same mistakes against Sid. And I think this one is going to be a very tight affair. It's not going to be a huge scoreline difference between Sid and Sagnik like it was last game. I do think this is going to be a maximum of a two goal advantage for either side. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be a close one?
Honestly, there's two ways Sagnik could react from that game. He could let his head down. He could be a bit demoralized, and that could play right into Sid's hands. But if Sagnik retaliates the way we expected him to, if he hits back, if he comes back with a vengeance, I really don't think Sid can stand him right now.
You're right. I think Sagnik is extremely good with his skill moves, which Sid is something that he does not really abuse like Sagnik does. And I think that is going to be an advantage that Sagnik will have over Sid.
Like you said, Sagnik is really proficient at those skill moves, but Sid, he just needs one goal, one or two goals, and then good luck. Good luck to anyone trying to break down the defense.
You're right. I think Sid will want to now score the first goal to dominate the game. Yesterday, we all saw him how he struggled once he was a goal down, but this time he would 100% know that that is going to be on his agenda. So he will want to put as much pressure as he can, and I do believe both of them are going to match each other with their formations as well, which is going to be the 4-4-2.
It's always entertaining when both the players match their formation. It's basically who can impose whose will upon the other one.
You're right. This is something that is going to be very interesting because yes, last game I do believe there was a understanding of the formation that gave Chadda a huge edge over Sagnik's 4-4-2. But this time they are both on level playing fields, and this is going to make the tie extremely interesting.
I'm interested. Do you think Sagnik makes any changes tactically or in personnel, or do you think he sticks with what he showed us against Adi Chadda?
I don't think he would want to change anything coming into this game because he did get to express a lot of himself. In the last game, he did score a lot of nice goals. The only thing that Sagnik really struggled with are actually marking Aditya Chadda's players, which ended up being in open spaces, and that is something that he will have to really, really focus on against Sid, because that is something that Sid is extremely, probably even better than Chadda at, which is spotting those passes in the open spaces. And once he's in that open space, Sid is very capable of busting out that one skill move to beat the last man and actually score the goal.
So you're saying that Sid is famous for once he gets his lead, he does not lose it. What do you think Sid does that a lot of people can learn from with regards to protecting a lead?
What Sid does best, I believe, is that he will continue to play the way that he wants to, and the way that he wants to play is to keep the ball in the opponent's half. So even if he's not one of those players who's going to go back just to keep the possession of the ball. He's so good with his left stick dribbling that even under pressure, he can just turn and make a pass to the player in a threatening position. And if he does not see that the pass is on, he'll just pass it back to the CDM and keep rotating and just frustrate the opponent. This is something that hurts the mentality of the opponent, which is a very, very, very huge factor in competitive gameplay.
I think in competitive gameplay, that is key. When there's a pro who, once you lose the ball to him, will not give the ball back to you 15 minutes. Not only does it put you under immense pressure, but when you do have the ball, you're always constricted by the thought that when is the next time I'm going to touch the ball? And I think Sid is really one of the top proponents of this play style in Indian football, in Indian FIFA.
You're 100% right, Neil. The problem with playing Sid is that once you do lose the ball, it cannot be out of a mistake that you've made, because a simple mistake while playing out the back can cost you precious in-game time, which is a huge factor, because all he needs to do, Sid, is he would love to keep the ball for 90 minutes if he can and completely dominate the opponent. And that is something that is going to win him games, and that's how he's been doing it as well. Of course, he's extremely skilled at everything else as well, but what he's mastered is keeping the ball.
Like we said, two play styles which are not the same, two formations which are the same. It is going to be a riveting game. I cannot wait for this to start.
You're right. And what makes it genuinely interesting is that these guys are friends. These are people who play with each other so often. And this is something that completely changes the dynamic when they face up against each other in competitive gameplay. And this is something that is going to be this game is going to be something that these guys are going to talk about right after on WhatsApp, talking to each other about how what like basically giving each other an analysis of how it went down and what should have happened, what shouldn't have happened. So it's going to be a very friendly yet extremely sweaty affair.
Now that you mention it, one thing which I'm really looking forward to are the celebrations. I've said this before, I'm not a fan of people doing the apology celebration, all right? You are playing a game, you are playing to win, you are playing with so much prize money on the line. I want to see these guys really rub it in each other's face after every celebration. Please, all right? Burst out the dance moves, show us something crazy.
You're right. We actually in this tournament haven't even seen one guy celebrate, to be honest. It's either been the apology celebration or it's been skipping the goal celebration altogether. This just comes out of mutual respect, but you're absolutely right to just make it entertaining. And it's very easy to get into your opponent's head with celebrations as well. And this is something that they would do. That people do on the top level as well to get into people's heads. I do not believe they would bust out celebrations in this game, but I surely hope they do. Just even if it's just banter.
That's what's missing. You know, we miss that bit of fire, like, you know, that bit of masala, if I could say so, on this scene. But anyway, we're off and running.
We have Sagnik with the kickoff, and he will want to score as soon as he can.
Sane keeping the ball well.
Last night, we saw Pele score some insane goals, but on the other hand, miss an absolute sitter for Sid, which costed him a game. And this is something that he would want to focus on. He would want to do something to fix Pele's finishing, even though he is the 95 rated mid Pele, which is one of the best cards in the game. This is something that he needs to work on and actually finish chances with his Pele, whether it's actually changing the chemistry style, whatever it is, he needs to find a way to be clinical. And that was a very good pass to Mbappe, which was not locked on.
All right, Sid with the ball. I'm very excited to see what Sid can do today. He's got that 49 undefeated Arsenal fan. Do you have any idea which team Salman supports?
Oh, no, you're right. I have no idea which team Sagnik supports. That's a very interesting thought. I've spoken to him so many times. I've never really asked him. But I'll make sure I do once this game is done for sure. I do think that Sid built a really good attack there, coming in from the wings for looking for a simple tap in. But Sagnik defended that really well.
Let's see. The player lock is on again. Just gave us a teaser of what he can do. All right, Neymar attacking down the wing. What? I was pretty sure that's a corner there right now. So
You're
what
right.
happened there?
Yeah, you're right. I did think that was a corner as well, but apparently it wasn't, and it came off Neymar. What we've seen now, the trend was that these guys are running down the wing and trying to find that lane to cut the pass. Wait, can we see something from Ronaldo here? Oh no, that's a great interception from Sagnik there, man. That looked very threatening. That was a 3-on-2 situation there.
Yeah, Sid with a ball roll and fake shot. Very effective skill move combination.
You're right. It's one of those again. This is a trend that we keep seeing. Initially, in the previous FIFAs, there were skill moves that had only one exit. But with these cancellations, there are so many possibilities of exits. But with the ball roll scoop, again, there is literally in any angle you can exit out of the skill move, and that makes it super unpredictable. Is that
Offside.
onside? That
He
is offside.
But you are right, Som. The skill move cancel. This has opened up a whole new dimension of tricks, and is really like created a skill gap. Like we say EA does not create too many skill gaps, but I really do believe that this skill move cancel is a skill gap.
You're right. We can see Sid just messing about there with his Pele, waiting for Sagnik to press, which is a quite effective tactic. If a player just stands there and just does croqueta cancels, you would want to press that person. But on the other end, you get to actually open up space, which is going to be crucial for Sid to attack. He is looking for threatening passes, which he's not able to find right now because Sagnik is spamming the offside trap, which is bringing his defense line way up the field. And I do believe that Sagnik has done a really good job of holding Sid with his passing till now.
Sagnik uses that offside trap so well. It is so well done. You can overdo that. You can overdo that, and you can look like a fool. But Sagnik is doing it masterfully well, and he's taking the ball. All right, there was an opportunity for through ball. Probably Adi Chadda would have played it. Sagnik plays it instead down the wings. He's got is that Diego Dalot?
No, that's
Okay,
Gonzalez. That's the SBC card that was released very, very recently. That's going to be a goal, probably. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's
What
very
a
well
goal!
worked.
What a goal! I thought he ordered with that fake shot, but what do I know, man? He's a pro, and what a goal he scored there.
That was extreme amounts of composure that led to the goal. He did one of those cancels as well, where he tried to said that he wanted to turn back, but he in fact cancelled it and moved ahead to actually create that space for the cutback. And what a goal that is! That was a very, very,
So,
very skillful goal.
like you spoke about Sid having cold hands, you can see that maybe Sid is not completely in his flow right now, whereas Sagnik right now really with that goal show that he is up for it. He is at 100%. He is functioning at his peak.
You're absolutely right, man. Sagnik is playing so well right now. He's genuinely keeping hold of the ball, and he's using the player lock. And that just means that he's confident right now in the way that he's playing. And Sid, like we said, yes, again, like yesterday and today, he is down by one goal, and he needs to find a way to get a one goal lead again and score a couple on Sagnik to feel comfortable. Till then, Sagnik can continue turning in the midfield and continue to wait for Sid to press and genuinely open up some chances that to score from, because we know how good he is with the skills, and that's opened up a chance as well. Can he do something? That's a great shot.
That's a good save, but I don't think Sagnik expected to score from that angle. Not against that keeper.
You're right. It's not the greatest card as well. It has very average stats. I'm actually wondering why Sagnik did that card. Maybe he did it just for the links that he provides. But it's something that CJ did as well. In fact, that card ended up scoring the winner for CJ yesterday against Saranch in the 5-4 win. He brought the card on. Oh, that's a great pass.
That's a good
Unlucky
chance.
there.
That is a good chance. Unfortunate there. I mean, what do we know, man? If CJ and Sagnik, both of them think he's good, he is probably good.
You're right, Neil. And that's a great chance. And then we
Oh
see the
my
ball
God.
scoop. He's completely destroyed Sagnik there, and that was so quick. And we are seeing a 45th minute goal back to back. Last game with Sagnik as well.
Genesis
We saw
showed his
Sagnik
class.
scoring one. Insane,
Genesis showed his class there.
You're right. That goal was class. He's been wanting to do that. We've seen him bust out that skill move a couple of times before, but he did it right now in the perfect place, and he created essentially the perfect angle to score to score the goal. It was 100% chance, and he made it happen with that one skill move.
Don't forget, he is using a card which is head and shoulders above most attackers in this game. That Pele is something different, and especially keeping in mind this year's skill move meta and the emphasis on the 5-star weak foot has been reduced. That Pele is really in its rightful place at the top of the food chain.
I completely agree. Pele has the special body type as well, and Pele has the speed, he has the shooting, he has the dribbling, he has the passing. He's essentially the perfect attacker.
Speaking of perfect attackers, Sid's got Ronaldo as well. So is that team of the year Ronaldo?
No, that is not Team of the Year Ronaldo, but I am pretty sure that is one of the informs because I don't think any of these pros, other than Aditya Chadda, who packed an untradeable gold Ronaldo, use the basic version because they do believe that the gold inform version is miles above. Even though it's just a +1 rating, they say that the difference between the inform and the gold is a lot. And I don't think Sid, with the amount of investment that he has made into his team to compete at the highest level, would be using a gold Ronaldo.
No, I would be very surprised if a pro player like Genesis would be using gold Ronaldo, especially a pro player who signed to a Turkish FIFA team, footballist. I would be very disappointed if he is using gold Ronaldo.
You're absolutely right. We saw the player lock-in effect there as well, and he could have ran past with Ronaldo there, but he chose the safer route. That is something that we constantly choose not to do, Neil. That is something that we need to have is patience and waiting for the right chance and not just run like a headless chicken like we usually do. Our decision making is what sets us apart from the likes of these pro players.
Definitely, decision making, concentration, that is what makes a pro in this game. You have to have nerves of steel to be a pro in this game, and these two pros are just displaying it right now.
You're right. This is some genuinely entertaining FIFA that we're witnessing right now. I do hope we see a lot more goals, at least 3 more goals in this tie to make things very interesting for the second one. I do believe that that could have been a
Oh,
goal.
almost from the corner.
But I do believe that we need a few more goals here to actually make the second leg super interesting. But it is a trend, to be honest, Neil, where the second leg is much more high scoring than the first one. And the first one is when they're just gauging each other's abilities and the things that the basically the gauging what the other player is doing in certain situations. And I think that is what both of them are doing. And there's going to be a goal. And what a block!
Yeah, the first leg does tend to be a cagey affair, and in the second leg, it's one player who's chasing the game, so he goes for broke. I do expect us to see more than 2 goals in this game as well. So let's see who gets them. I have a feeling Genesis might just score now.
Sagnik had a very golden opportunity just now. All he had to do there was one more skill move to make sure that that was a goal, and he ended up not doing that. And this is going to be another goal for Sid, and he has. This is how brutal FIFA is. Sagnik had a very crucial opportunity at one end just now before this play, and Sid has now scored.
Genesis punished him at this level. At this level, you cannot be missing those chances. Genesis was just converted. I think he's created just 2 chances and he's converted both of them. Lesson in clinical finishing.
You're absolutely right. This was something that we see so often in weekend league and in competitive gameplay. If you do not take your chances, especially against the best players, you will be suffering the consequences of it. That was a very, very, very good goal by Sid as well. He saw Ronaldo in that open space, and that ended up being an easy, easy finish. But it was finding that pass and leading up to that pass that Sid worked out so well, which is what he's best at. And again, he found a player in space, and it was an easy, easy goal for him.
All right. Acres of space for Sid right now. Good defending by Sagnik.
That's some great clutch defending by Sagnik there. I do think that he overdid the skill move there. He had three options in the box there. He could have played it to any one of those to get to the ball in the central area but he ended up losing the ball on the wings. But I do believe
Yeah,
that Sid is now.
he did overcook that move.
You're right. I do
I don't
believe
think
he's
Sagnik
fighting
will
with
give
a lot
him
of
that
pressure.
opening again. Go on, I'm sorry.
Like I was saying, I do think he's now building on a lot of pressure on Sagnik, and Sagnik now has to press, which will open up even more space, like we are seeing right now.
Look at Genesid. So composed, so focused. Just stops there in the box, waiting for Sagnik to make an error.
You're right, this is how Sid would want to play the game, and like we said before, he is now in the lead, so he is now comfortable. He knows that he can hold the ball, and that's going to be a great pass. Can he actually finish? Yes, he can. But
He
that's
can.
so composed by Sagnik. That was a goal that came out of genuinely nothing. All it needed was one counter attack for Sagnik, and he's back in it. He made that extra pass and he trusted Lozano's finish on the weaker foot. That was a pass that was going to be a very easy pass. Like that, the decision to make that pass was going to be an easy one, but the confidence that he had in Lozano's finish on the weaker foot, and it's not even the highest version of it. And Lozano
Exactly.
has clutched him up.
Sagnik once again showing it's not the players you have, it's the player you are. That Lozano is nothing special at this stage of the game. In fact, I'm surprised that a pro player is using this card, but Sagnik really, really, really showed his class with that goal.
You're right. That was perfect build up. He looked for the right amount of extra passes as well to break down Sid's defense, and then that one fake shot again. This is becoming a trend. It's all about that final fake shot to score the goal and open up that final space. And that's going to be another very, very, very close through ball that Pele could have latched onto. But Mendy clutched up.
It's really testament to the fact how good a player Sagnik is that a pro player such as Sid knows what to expect and still can't stop him.
100% right. We can see Sid, we can see Sagnik, in fact, use the
Sagnik.
player lock even while moving out of defense. I'm not sure if it's the wisest move possible because these are some easy passes and one mistake could have costed him. But this is a very, very, very tight affair, Neil. What do you think of this one?
This game is placed on a knife edge. I think it's either a moment of brilliance or more likely one mistake that really makes the difference.
I completely agree with you. I think that these are the only two ways that the match is going to be ending. It's all tied up at the first leg. Going into the second leg, I do think that these guys have now gotten used to the way that they play, but they will have to come up with something special. One skill move or one pass that is going to unlock each other's defense, which is going to be super key. I do think they both defended really, really well. It's just genuinely great attacking, creative play that from what they've conceded from. I do think it's probably ended going to be a mistake, which is going to be the consequence of the game.
At this point, so you got to be considering the fact that Sagnik has played three tough games of FIFA, and he could be feeling a bit of fatigue. What do you think?
That's a great point. In fact, playing FIFA at the highest level is extremely exhausting, because I understand that these pros actually have to wait for hours on end while playing their qualifiers in 200 ms. So this is not something that is extremely new to him, but your hands start hurting. You feel like you have to put so much concentration, and especially against Sid, who has to keep so much of the ball, it's like you have to be switched on the entire time, because the moment you're not switched on and he sees a pass, it's going to be a goal for him. So he needs to stay on this entire time, and then he can probably have some breathing space before the next game, which is going to be tomorrow.
We were discussing about how the second leg usually has a bit more goals, and we talked about how usually there's some urgency from a player who's down, or maybe the players have figured each other out. But I think a lot of it is down to the fact that they are human. They might be playing like machines, but they are human after all, and the mistakes do happen in the second leg.
You're absolutely right. I do think that the second leg, I do hope at least that the second leg brings in way more goals. A 2-4 goal game seemed like it was a super cagey affair. I don't think that they are gonna go all guns blazing in the second leg either. I think it's still going to remain cagey. I just hope that they are able to unlock their like they are able to focus enough to unlock their defense through patience or genuine magic. Do you think we will see a Pele masterclass, Neil?
I don't know if he'll see a masterclass, but the way he scored his first goal with that Pele, I would love to see another goal like that. As a fan of football, as a fan of FIFA, watching Pele score a wonderful goal, I don't think anyone in the audience wants to deny themselves this pleasure.
You're absolutely right. The best to ever do it. That may be debatable, but no one debates the
That is
fact
definitely
that
debatable.
yes, that is probably definitely debatable, but he is truly, if something that is not debatable is that he is probably the top three players to ever do it, and he is essentially the highest rated card in game. Oh, and that's going to be a pen. It's not a pen. It's
I
not
was
a
so
pen. What
sure
do you
it's a
think of
pen.
that?
I was so sure. It happened so many times, man. In the first 3 minutes of the game, a loose tackle in the box and a penalty. I'm surprised. Sarnik is thanking his lucky stars right now.
I do believe that the directional nutmeg was the perfect thing to do there, and he's somehow gotten away with it, Sagnik. I hope that he can build on it from now and somehow work on this luck and get a rebound, something to make take a lead in this game, because he needs to take a lead to actually put Sid under pressure. I don't think Sid feels any pressure at the minute. He clearly thinks he can score, and he almost did with the direction nutmeg. If that direction nutmeg would have gone through either ways, it would have been a goal for sure. And we have seen a direction nutmeg, and we see him capitalizing on the chance.
It's almost like he heard you. You wanted a directional nutmeg that could go through, and Sagnik delivers. Base Neymar makes no mistake. That five-star weak foot slides it past the keeper.
A near post clinical finish that's so unlucky for Sid, but he has now taken the lead. I do believe it should have been a penalty. It's extremely unlucky, but this is something that the pros have the mentality to deal with, which we don't. And I do believe that Sid's not going to be disheartened at all. He knows that he can score when he wants, and he knows he has that Pele who is going to help him do that. And I do think that this tie is not over at all. I'm sure he does feel the pressure, but this is way too early in the game to call it.
You saw right there, on the edge of the box, almost created the opportunity. This game is not done, not at all. But right now, we've seen the directional nutmeg used very well. Usually in weekend league, what you see is people who spam it, but the pros know less is more. Once the opponent expects it, it won't be that effective. Right now, both the directional nutmegs have been so unexpected. They have caused
There's going to
massive
be
damage.
another chance, and what a save by Mbappe there. There was a sweat right there to Neymar, but he decided to go for the flashy finish with the ball roll scoop, and he ended up hitting near post with Mbappe, and that was an easy save.
I think Sagnik regrets that. I think Sagnik is going to regret that.
I do
The way this
believe
game
that
has been
he will
going, the way this game has been going, I think Sid goes down the other end and scores within the next 10 minutes.
You're right. I think Sagnik is piling on the pressure, but I do think that Sid is doing very well to create opportunities of his own. And I don't think this tie is over at all. But if Sagnik would have scored that, then Sid would have definitely had to change up some tactics, especially going into the 60th minute of the game to actually put some pressure. And he is already, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not too sure if this is Sid. Right, this is Sid, and he is changing his tactics to the 4-3-1-2, which is my go-to formation, and I do believe that this is the most attacking formation of the lot. So Sid's intent is to attack and get that goal lead, a goal back equalizer as soon as possible.
So it's just the 30th minute. Do you think Sid's been a bit too hasty right now?
I do not think he's switched into the formation just yet, but I do think that is something that he would want to switch right away if he ends up conceding one more goal. And that formation is something that would suit his playstyle super well because there's always a pass available with the centre mids and the cam. So that is a formation that would favor his game style. The 4-4-2 is much more balanced though. That is why he chooses to go ahead with that formation. But I do think that this is something that is going to be extremely, extremely vital if he is to make a comeback in this game.
That's a good spot, and I think a lot of people can learn from this. Look at how Sid sets that up. He's not using it right now, but he knows the moment he concedes another, if he does do, he has his formation and his tactics ready.
You're absolutely right. He is prepared to be to play at any basic possibility that he is under if he's going to take the lead, and he will have a 5 at the back tactic to probably see out the game. If he is going to go down, he has a 4-3-1-2 tactic to come into the game, and I do think that he will have to bust it out in the second half for sure, because the 4-4-2 at the minute is a little too slow for my liking. I don't think Sid has been able to create too much, especially in each and every attack that Sagnik has been able to do. I do think that Sid should change the formation and probably keep his fullbacks on attacking so that he gets the width with that formation.
Rare mistake by Sid there, running the ball out of play. I don't think we'll see too many of those.
You're right. These guys do not make too many mistakes, but Sagnik has lost the ball cheaply there with a very simple tackle, and Sid has lost the ball here as well. And Sagnik, This is basically what this reminds me of me playing the game. They're just losing the ball constantly. I do not understand why they're doing it. They both have a lot of time going into the second half, and it's not that big a lead for anyone to actually be worried about.
They're just being relatable to you, Soham.
You're right. They are being very relatable, and I'm not sure if I should be happy about it because I do want to see the top level of FIFA that we are here to see. I'm sure the 10 minutes of amateur FIFA that we just witnessed, we will not see any of it in the second half.
Yeah, I think the audience can expect that from the commentators, but from our pros, we do expect a higher standard of FIFA, which we will be getting in the second half, I hope.
You're absolutely right. I do think that's so interesting that he brings off Renato Sanchez 84. That's a 1.3 million card to be precise, and he brings on 85 Lamer. 85 Lamer. That was a card that was released months ago, which was way ahead of the power curve at that time, but a lot of people did not finish because it was very hard to link. But Sid knew that that was a card that he shouldn't miss out on, and he brings him on for 84 Renato, which is an insane card that almost all the pros use. It's a very interesting choice as well, because I do know for a fact that even Saksham, with the godly squad that he has, probably the best in India, still uses that 85 Lamer.
I aspire to have this level of foresight that an SBC, an obscure SBC, which was released all those months ago, Sid had the foresight to do this card, and in this game, all right, in this tournament game, on the brink of elimination, he is using that card.
You're right. I do think that this is something like the Adama SBC that I missed out on. And all the pro players completed that SBC knowing that at some point this was a card that was going to come in handy. And he's been so clutch for so many players. And that's going to be another goal if he can finish the chance. Oh, that was a great opportunity. Can he still find something? Oh my god.
Oh,
How did
almost.
Ronaldo miss that?
Almost. Almost. Sid is playing a dangerous game right now. He is letting him have the freedom of the park in his own box. If I was Sid, I'd start to get worried right now.
You're right. I think Sid has now for sure switched to the 4-3-1-2, and it is opening up a lot of space for him. It is an extremely attacking formation, but that is what he wants to do at the minute. With the fullbacks bombing forward, it is a formation that involves a lot of risk, but do we believe that Sid has the capability of actually scoring a goal with this formation? 100%. As you would see, Bruno Fernandes made a run at the back post, which could have been an easy through ball, which Sagnik defended really well. But those are the runs those extra runs can make differences. And someone like Bruno Fernandes or Mane in that midfield for Sid are capable enough to actually score a goal making those runs. So I do believe that's the reason why he's switched to this formation, and he wants those runs. I do hope that it works out for him.
After that game against Crusher, you just know that Sagnik is tired of facing opponents who are spamming through balls, and he will do everything in his power to stop it. Right now, we got Sid making all these changes. I think 30 minutes left. Sid is saying, all right, now or never.
You're right. I think he genuinely has to go for it now. Otherwise, Sagnik at the end of it will want to look out the game, which as anyone would do, especially again. Look at that close dribbling by Sagnik there. That is mental
Don't
dribbling.
miss
That
the flick.
counts.
Don't miss the flick with Neymar. All right, Sid on the break now. Sid is on the break. Sagnik is going to regret that little close control there.
This is what the 4-3-1-2 brings to the table. So many people in the box. Can he finish? And that was such a good shot. And Pele has choked.
I was convinced that went in. I saw the net ripple. I mean, the angle was not great, but with that card, you would not be surprised if that goes in.
You're absolutely right. That was a shot that Pele would have scored 4 out of 5 times, but this is just not his day. I do hope that Sagnik that Sid can score a goal, because that was a really good opportunity, and that will make things super, super interesting. And we would all love to see a golden goal, wouldn't we?
Purely from a neutral perspective, I think we are rooting for Sid to score right now. We want to see this game. I don't want to see this game end. This is riveting football, 2 different play styles,
Right,
and he does it.
it's
And he does it.
That's an insane goal. He again. What the problem with the offside traps is that you aren't really controlling how your players are pushing up, and that led to an easy pass to Ronaldo or Neymar. I'm not too sure, but that basically disrupted the entire shape of the team, which led to that goal. And I am not a huge fan of it, and he has conceded from it. And Pele with an insane goal, Sid with the vision, which is what he's best at. And now this is game on. This was commentator's curse. Neil, what do you think?
It was, I mean, I think both the commentators are really happy that Sid scored. I would say, though, that Sid has been looking at that offside trap, and Sagnik had been using it pretty well from the first leg and this game. But you know how these pro players are, once they notice something which is being spammed, which is being used very effectively against them, they will while away at it, and all of a sudden, he's got the tools required to break it down. He did right now with perfection. We spoke about that card, Pele. You give him that shot, he will not miss. He will never miss that.
You're right. I'm very interested to see if he's going to switch the formation. This is a very good opportunity for Lozano, but maybe he did it a little too much there to actually score that opportunity. And I'm very interested to see if he's going to change his formation now. I do believe he has switched back to the 4-4-2, and he did know that the 4-3-1-2 was a very risky formation to play, but that's what got him the goal. And that's a great scoop turn. Can Sid score with the Elastico? Insane defending.
Sid is pulling out all the stops in the box, and Sagnik well defended there. I was pretty sure that Sid now with the momentum which he has, if there is to be a goal in these 90 minutes, it's going to be Sid.
You're right. For the viewers who do not know, it's going to be a golden goal in a new game. Yesterday there was the confusion with Saransh and Sid because I'm not sure if they knew the rules, and Charanjot ended up scoring a goal in the same game which gave him the win, but they will have to quit out of these games, so they are back on full stamina, which helps them have a fair game all over again, and that brings golden goal.
Well, lucky there's no away goal rule in place, though that would have made things very interesting. But golden goal is the most exciting game mode. If you guys are playing swaps, you probably know. If you are not following golden goal, please do follow golden goal in swaps.
You're right. As Neil says, please follow Golden Goal, makes our life easier. But right now, Sagnik has brought on Kleiber. In my opinion, hands down, the best centre back in the game. No cap, alright, no cap. At least the best centre back under 2 mil. The card is genuinely unreal, and he was on offer for like 200K. And Sagnik believes in Kleiber so much that he's benched the Reece James card that every single pro is using.
So I would do one better, and I would say that Kleiber is the best value for money SBC, which is currently active right now. I think he's up there with player of the month João Felix and Anderson Talisca. I think Kleiber is a great card. He's a great card, and all these pro players with their Cruyffs and with their Hullets, they can link him in very easily. If you haven't done Kleiber, uh, honestly, that's really short-sighted on your part. Like that is a card which can slot in at right back, centre back, CDM. People use him as CM. He scored some great goals for me late in games. Strong, fast, can do a rainbow flick, which is something which is very important for me. But yeah, Kleiber is a crazy card.
You're absolutely right, Neil. Kleiber brings everything to the table with the pace, with the insane physicality, and the defending. He is a god. But this game has ended 3-3, a super tight affair that we genuinely did predict at the very start of the game. This was always going to be a close game, and now it all comes down to golden goal. And it is probably very harsh for someone to have to play golden goal, because yesterday we saw Saransh versus CJ, where CJ actually managed to score the golden goal, but right after that, after a few minutes, Saransh actually scored an equalizer and the game went all the way to pens. So it's not like we are doubting anyone's capability of scoring against the opponent. Now it's all going to come down to which tactic is going to work best in actually scoring the first goal.
I just hope, I hope just because of what happened in the first game, I really hope that Sagnik does not lose this one, because it'll be really, really, really demoralizing for him after being beaten by Adi Chadda to lose like this in the golden goal. But honestly, the momentum is all on Sid's side currently.
You're right. I do think Sid has the momentum right now, but I do
So,
think
quick
that
prediction.
right.
Who's
This is
winning
going to
this?
be a very
Sagnik,
tough one.
let's hear it. And whoever you pick,
I
I'll pick the other one.
I'll go with Sagnik actually. I think I'll
All right.
put my faith on Sagnik. I do think that Sid is going to win this one, but I'll go with Sagnik.
I think I'll go with Sid because if I'm Jennison, I'm seeing all these young guns, Adi Chadda, Saransh Jain, CJ of all people. I forgot CJ. all these guys being talked about, I think Sid has something to prove, and I think Sid is going to be doing some proving in this game right now.
You're absolutely right. As Shivanshu says in the chat, golden goal, huh? Tell him to snipe in one league so they can get an objective done too. So, to all the people who are watching the stream, please follow Golden Goal in one league so you guys can help each other as a community. And we have now a super exciting game on our hands with the Golden Goal. This is going to be the most attacking FIFA that we will see, Neil. I am so excited.
Yeah, God bless Shivanshu.
I do think.
Let's see.
What do you think? Oh, this was a great chance. But I do think that
yeah,
these guys are not
we're busy
going to go back.
joking and laughing. The game was almost decided.
Yeah, you're right. Almost there. And there's going to be a great chance.
Wow.
Can he finish? And he's choked it.
What is this?
Pele
What
has
is happening? Sid, Genesis, what happened there?
That
This
was
is Sagnik's
so-
lucky day.
Yes, Sagnik is genuinely so lucky in the first game as well. In the second game, my bad. Sid has a very good chance, and then Sagnik scored on the other end when Sid couldn't take his. Are we going to see a repeat of the pattern here? Sid had such a good
Well,
chance.
I've been talking about momentum all this while.
A
He done
goal
it.
by
Sid has done it.
insane. Insane.
What did Sid eat after the end of that game, man? Like, what is the secret sauce which he just ingested? What happened there? Like, Sagnik was shell shocked.
That goal was class. That goal was the goal of the day by far. In the most clutch situation, Sid showed up with his Neymar with the perfect croqueta cancel. It couldn't have been any better, Neil.
I'm really bummed for Sagnik though. Like, so unfortunate. Like, what happened? Like, did he lose his concentration at the worst possible moment?
You're right, but probably Sid deserved it anyway after
So
choking them.
he definitely deserved it. He definitely deserved it. That one-on-one chance which he choked. Firstly, I don't know how he managed to create acres of space there. He did. He missed that chance. And at that point, after missing that chance, man, honestly, if I was Sid, I would be so frustrated. But that is why Sid is a pro and I am not. Sid keeps his head down, focuses, and in the very next attack, he scores. Amazing game of football. Amazing game of football.
You're right. And now it is time to take a very short break. And we will see you guys in just a little bit. Till then, peace.
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई-स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। ई-स्पोर्ट्स प्रीमियर सीरीज का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से ई स्पोर्ट्स के YouTube चैनल पे।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा आजा 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 जोश में आजा ये है होश ये है जोश ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
आज खाने में वही
बिल्कुल सही,
खाने में वही
बिल्कुल नहीं, आज बोरिंग नहीं, फासो सिग्नेचर रैप्स है बिल्कुल सही।
अनएक्सपेक्टेड माउथ वाटरिंग कॉम्बिनेशंस, फ्लेवर्स में ऐसा जोर कि बाकी सब लगे बोर। फासो सिग्नेचर रैप्स।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। आजा 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 जोश में आजा, हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा। आजा 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 जोश में आजा।
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। ई स्पोर्ट्स प्रीमियर सीरीज का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से ई स्पोर्ट्स के यूट्यूब चैनल पे।
Welcome back everyone to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 co-powered by Hell Energy Drink, Oven Story and Fasos.
Welcome back, guys. It's great to have you.
What do you think of that game, man? How do you think that game went?
Bro, I needed 2 minutes just to recover. That was FIFA at its best, man. It was so end to end, and the momentum shifting from one player to the other with that golden goal to top it off. That was fun. That was a fun game, man. I'm glad I'm getting to commentate. I'm glad I'm getting to commentate with you, and I'm glad that all the people get to watch this pro players just leaving it all on the line. You know, like it's so much fun.
You're absolutely right there, Neil. That last goal showed the absolute class and the reason why he signed with Footballist, which is one of the biggest esports companies out there. And genuinely, I didn't see that Crocetta cancel coming in, and the way that he exited off the Crocetta cancel for an easy finesse with Neymar there, just pure class.
Well, all this time I thought your sign with football is just because he was friends with Saksham, but he's really he's a decent player, you know.
Sid, if he's watching, if you're watching, you know what to tell Neil, right? You know what to show him by winning this entire
Yeah.
thing, right? Prove Neil
Sid,
wrong,
Sid,
but now to be honest,
Sid needs to go and put on a masterclass now. All right, Sid, we expect this from you. So far,
you're absolutely
all
right.
these kids, like I say kids, but all these young men, all these teenagers have been really, really, really putting India on the global FIFA map. And I think it's time that Genesis kicks into a higher gear and joins Adi Chadda, he joins Saransh Jain, he joins Charanjot Singh, and we have a fourth representative, uh, among these prodigiously talented teenagers who can really show the world what Indian FIFA looks like.
You're absolutely right there. I do believe that we will get to witness Saransh now, who we've been raving about all this while, going up against Shubham, which has been which is going to be such a great game. I do believe that Saransh is going to dominate. I have played Shubham earlier, and we've seen him play multiple times. But do you really think that Shubham has got what it takes to actually face off against Saransh?
Well, I've been watching Shubham streams, and he is a hell of a player. But what happened with him against Adi Chadda is, I think, what happened was that Shubham's a great player, Adi Chadda's a great player, but that difference in squads, all right. Unfortunately, this is the game mode, which is the competitive game mode, and the difference in squads that proved to be the defining factor, rather the differentiating factor. And I think against Saransh, no matter how good Shubham plays, we know that when Saransh is at his best, all right, other than CJ, there is no one else who can be the favorite in a matchup against Saransh. So I think I'll have to go. I'll have to go with a very pragmatic view, and I will say that I think Saransh takes this. He takes this by 2 or 3 goals.
You're absolutely right there. I think I will agree with you on that. In fact, I do follow Shubham on Instagram, and he had
So
put up a
you're not allowed
story.
to agree with me now. You have to back Shubham. I think this is the tone we've
Wow,
set, and this
wow.
time I get
All
to
right.
pick first. Next time you pick first.
Done. All right. So I'll be very reasonable here, to be honest. Shubham has been doing so well with his cheaper team. He did put up a story on Instagram today as well, tagging esports in it. The winners from yesterday, that he said Curtis Jones versus Hullet. So he knows that
Yeah.
he's going to be facing up against the Hullet with his Curtis Jones, which is a far inferior card, but he believes that he does have what it takes to beat Saransh, who is at the very, very, very top of the country right now. But Shubham, like we spoke so much about Aditya Chadda doing so well in tournaments, but Shubham genuinely gave him a run for his money, and in fact was unlucky to not go forward into the and actually beat Aditya Chadda. So I do believe that he certainly has the skill, and he's just underrated at the minute. And if he actually manages to beat Saransh, he will be the one that everyone speaks about.
Shivam is just on the precipice. You're talking about Curtis Jones earlier, and forget Rude Hullet. Curtis Jones had a tough time with Gylfi Sigurdsson yesterday night, but right now it is Shubham who's got that energy of the underdog. Let's see what he can do. I know on his day, Shubham is one of the best players in India on his day. But let's see, is it going to be Saransh at 100%? If so, then really, Shubham can try all he wants. He can knock on the door as many times as possible. If Saransh is in the zone, is in his flow state, there is not many people who can stop him. Charanjot barely managed to do it last night. I do not think there's anyone else right now who can compete with Saran Jain.
You're right. We were talking about Sagnik a few minutes back about how he was able to do it with a very cheap team, but Saransh actually has managed to top it all with an extremely cheap team. Much later into the game, with his road to glory, he managed to get a 30 and 0, a feat that genuinely very, very, very few people in this country can achieve. In fact, probably none other than CJ. It's a feat that shows that with the cheapest of players, with players like Gold Dembele and Gold Promes on off chem, he has managed to hit a 30 and 0. That is simply another level of skill.
I keep saying it. Right now, CJ is getting all the plaudits, and quite rightly so. But the difference between him and Saransh is infinitesimally small. There is very little separating the two, and I give it, let's say, 2-3 months before the next broadcast. It'll be Saransh who will be gathering all the plaudits that CJ is getting right now.
You're absolutely right there. In fact, if we think about it, Saransh is or has been the most decorated player in the country for a long time now. Until CJ took over, but I'm pretty sure he's still super popular in terms of just everyone fearing the name Saransh Jain.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I was playing weekend league yesterday night, and San Juan FC. This is the same name as Saranch's team, and trust me, like I was in fear. Like the respect I gave him, it turned out to be someone else. But it's just the fact that someone told me in the chat told me that, oh, that's Saranch, and I was like, oh my God, the unbeaten run comes to an end. Obviously, it's an unbeaten run of 1-0, so it wasn't such a big deal. But still, Saranch Jain, man,
Great
Saranch Jain.
ball. Can he capitalize? Saransh has already
Of course he does.
scored. What
Of
a
course he
through
does.
ball.
Of course he does. Curry Munchers, Mr. Saranch Jain does not miss that. He does not miss that. We saw Sid miss a gilt-edged chance, but Saranch is so composed, so clinical, ice cold. I think
Like
if
I
I'm
said,
Shubham right now, I am going to be really worried because the last thing you want to do is give this man an early goal like that.
You're 100% right there. Yesterday, I was talking about how Shubham, I do not feel is extremely comfortable with the five at the back because it is not an easy formation to master. It may seem like the safe route for you to take with five people at the back, but it's certainly a very complicated formation that takes a long time to get the hang of. And I do not think an easy through ball would have been the case that in another formation that Shubham is used to. I think he's really struggling with the formation and the choices that he's made with it for him to concede goals as cheap as a simple through ball that just let Neymar run through and score a very easy far post finish.
My boy Shubham needs to pull his socks up right now. Like Saransh does not need such a gift. Saransh can score on his own. You cannot be that open there. And I think this is really bad news for this tie because if Saransh gets one more, especially in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and he looks like he's running rings around him right now. He's got the freedom
You're
of the
right.
park on the edge of his box.
This is feeling like this is going to be a domination by Saransh. Shubham cannot press him. He's trying to, but he's just playing with him at this moment. And can we see another goal by Ronaldo there? What a lock rocketa cancel and what a shot by Ronaldo.
He could score a million different ways. He could score a million different ways. The ease with which he's passing the ball on the edge of that box. Keep in mind that this guy, Shubham, is a verified pro, and Saranch is just having his way with him.
You're absolutely right there. The way that he dominated Shubham there, even though it was just 10 minutes in game, you could see the difference between him and any other player that Shubham has faced so far. The composure and comfort that Saransh showed on the ball there, exquisite, man, exquisite. Pull it with a crazy interception. Let's see how fast Saransh can score the second one.
At this point, exactly, man, exactly. We are just looking to see it, like if and when Saransh gets his second goal, and then the floodgates can well and truly open. Be careful there, though, Saransh. Almost could have connected with that tackle, and that could have been a yellow or a red card. Imagine if that happens. Imagine if that happens. After this fast start, a freak red card. I think if I'm Shubham, I think that's the only thing that can save me right now.
You're probably right, but I do think that Shubham still has the skill to pull something off here. But Saran's team, oh my god, that was so nasty. That's an insane
Speaking of
finish
skill,
by Cruyff.
that reverse elastico, speaking of skill, so simple yet so deadly when used by the right player, by the right players. In fact, he's got Johan Cruyff with his five-star weak foot, five-star skill moves, and you got Saranj Jain, who's ice cold.
You're
I
absolutely
so
right there.
after the last game, which was so tight, which was decided by the golden goal, I think this one is going the other way.
I completely agree with you, Neil. Like, honestly, I don't think this is going to be a match that Shubham is going to have a foot on at all at any point, because Saransh will keep pressing, and with the players that he has, with so many skills, I believe all his forward players have five-star skill moves, and two of them have a five-star weak foot as well. It's way too unpredictable for Shubham, and it'll just keep him guessing. And with the constant press that Saransh brings into his game, I don't think this is going to be a good time for Shubham at all.
You saw how Shubham lost the ball right now. That move, that really gave away his lack of confidence right now. Like Shubham, if he needs to find a way back, he needs to just go into halftime at 2-0 and then really reconsider his tactics, because right now he's barely getting a glance.
You're right. The 5-3-2, 5-2-1-2, or the 5-3-2 that he's playing is not working, and he's able to cancel out any attack that Shubham is throwing at him. Shubham has not had one clear cut opportunity, in fact, not even an opportunity on goal. And I do think that this is going to be a game that he would want to forget very soon, unless he does something magical.
And that was it. Okay, that's offside. But so you touched upon the five-star skill moves in this version of FIFA, in FIFA 21 as compared to FIFA 20. Five-star skill moves is so essential. All right, boys, it is so essential. Skill moves have been buffed since the last FIFA, and it is really you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage if you don't go for that five-star skill move player. Right now, there's this El Sharawi SBC out, and if you don't have a five-star skiller, and if you do have the links, is a great SBC to add to your ranks.
You're absolutely right. Foot King Neil. That El Sharawi SBC looks like the cheap Neymar, and he is insane value for money. So I'm sure any of these pros as well, they'd want to complete him for a super sub. And talking
Exactly.
about teams and players, Neil, can you ever imagine having a team where you would have to play Cruyff on the wings? Because that's what Saransh is doing right now.
It is disgusting. I think Saranj owes every casual FIFA player an apology for this. Look, it is wow. I am outraged right now. Now that you've drawn upon this fact, come on, man. Talk about an embarrassment of riches. He is playing King Cruyff. All right, one of the best cards in the game on the wing.
You're absolutely right. It seems like a waste, but he trusts the main man Ronaldo at the striker position to get him the goals, which is a very odd choice to go to, because I do think that he has the gold Ronaldo instead of the inform. I'm going to have to ask him if that is truly the case, but I do not think he has a special version of Ronaldo. And even so, I would play Cruyff up top with the five-star weak foot, sometimes coming in way too clutch.
I do agree. I'm surprised right now that Saraj Jain is rocking a gold Ronaldo in February. Again, I think it's about all these pros trying to be relatable. I do not see why else would he be having that gold Ronaldo. And as far as him being up top, I think it's just like, it just feels wrong, When you got Cristiano, with him not being the main man, it just seems wrong. And who are we to criticize Saransh right now, man? Like, Saransh can do no wrong right now. He is comfortably in control here. All right,
You're
free kick
right.
on the
He
edge
is
of the box. Let's see what he does. Does he go for that? Of course. Let's see if it
Of
works out for
course
him.
not. Oh my god,
Wow.
that's That's so naughty by
The
Saransh
ball
there.
roll flick.
That
The ball
flick up.
roll flick. Filthy. Guys, he is playing against a person who has gone 29 and 1, 28 and 2, and he is doing this. Like, there are levels to this game, man. There are levels to this game. Saransh Jain is so comfortable right now. He's bringing out all the party tricks.
I do believe that's why he's not rushing for anything. He's just calmly defending Shubham's attacks, which have not been threatening at all. This seems like a game that he has in his bag.
Oh, he definitely has his game. At least, see, it's all about confidence. It's all about composure. And this man is as composed as they get. And based on the skills that he's doing right now, the way that he's passing the ball, he's pinging it from player to player. Whenever Hullet gets it, it's like he's got a force field around him. No one can tackle him. This man truly believes that this game is over. Time just has to catch up, and it is over. 3-0. 3-0 with that goal Neymar. He's got goal Neymar. If he's got goal Ronaldo, like that is skill. That is skill. That is talent. That is pedigree. This man is putting on a clinic for us today. Shubham has been reduced to just being a supporting cast right now, as Saransh Jain is putting on a show for us.
You're absolutely right. This is obviously, like we suggested, is going to turn into a gold fest. And Saransh is having fun with him right now. The ball roll scoop to the pass, that it was so exquisite. I mean, I wouldn't have seen that pass, but he made that happen from that ball roll scoop, and he did the R1X pass, which was it was just so effective. And Neymar, in fact, came back from the goal line to an onside position just for that pass. And that was just, he knows the player's movements. He knows that Neymar is going to do that in that situation. And that's why he made the pass. Insane, insane. Shows his experience.
So many of these attacks are just muscle memory at this point. Like, they know the players so well. They know exactly how their body will move, how their unique body animations will kick in. The study that has gone into this, boys, do not, like, it is raw talent, but the practice that has gone into this, please do not underestimate it. That, like, these guys are not here by accident. All right, they're pro players. Both of them are pro players, but there's a reason why this man is finding it so easy time after time to just open up his defense.
He is one of the best
All
that
right.
this country can offer, and he's just proven it time and time again. It was very unfortunate for him to match up against CJ, the only one who could possibly have a chance against Saransh, and he ended up beating him. But now, like we said yesterday, I think it's going to set up to be the perfect finale if it's a Saransh versus CJ again for like the possibly the
Exactly.
millionth time in a national final.
But the funny thing is, Soham, they have faced each other a lot of times, but I've never ever gone tired of it. Like, I've never ever gone tired of these two players face each other, because when they play, it is a different game. It is a different game. It is not the same game that you and I play.
I completely agree. I've played with Saran so many times, and he's always completely annihilated me. You feel like you can't do anything. It feels like you're powerless because it feels like they know what you're going to do anyway. And Shubham with a chance here, which is so easily defended by Saransh. This is as comfortable of a game as
Oh
I've
my!
seen in this tournament.
Oh, Shubham didn't even get the corner there, man. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong today.
You're right. Out of all the games that I've casted, this has been a game that has caused no one, I mean, no problems. Now he's just toying with Neymar there, man. This is different class.
This is different class. That Hullet, every time he gets the ball, I don't care if there's one person around him, two, three, four, five people. He is not losing the ball, man. The comfort level which he has displayed today. I mean, he is living in Spain, all right. Let's see this
Yes,
goal.
he
I'll
is.
see the second goal. This one, I would say, defensive mistake. Look at this reverse elastico here. Ice cold.
Ice cold. It is. Oof. Look at this ball roll, scoop and simple pass, man. But class goals. by Saransh, and he's taken an easy win over Shubham, which is what we expected. And going into the second leg, do you think there is anything Shubham can do to possibly make a comeback here?
I mean, I'm sure he's got Saranch's number. Other than that, no, man. I'm sorry, but like right now, Saranch is it's the perfect storm as far as Sanchez is concerned. Shubham is still clearly feeling the effects of that loss to Adi Chadda, and Saranch is at 100%. Like I do believe that if Shubham does play at 100%, he has a chance to beat anyone. I've seen that man play. I've seen him stream his gameplay. Weekend leagues for him are very easy. But right now, like I said, Saransh Jain is just feeling it. He's got it in him right now, and the only man who can stop him has stopped him yesterday, and it does seem to be shaping up to be that grand finale. Of course, we got Adi Chadda, who might say otherwise. We got Genocid, who could be the dark horse, but I think for a pragmatic man, for someone who's being reasonable, who has taken every game and every piece of evidence in mind, uh, it's Saransh Jain and CJ. It's CJ and Saransh, the top two. And right now, Saransh is showing us that very few people can live with him when he's playing like this.
I agree. I don't think that no anyone would want to disagree with you at this point. Even we have Siddhant Tyagi in the chat saying Saransh OP. Sorry, my bad. Too many Saransh comments in the chat. We have Siddhant Tyagi saying Sarya too good, which is what all of us friends call him. And Shubham is in Spain. Selvin does agree with you there, Neil, that Shubham is in Spain at the minute for sure. He is a machine. Yes, we completely agree, Selvin. And Lokmanu, a fellow pro who is, I'm not sure if he did participate in the tournament. He definitely should, though. And he's saying Saransh OP. Everyone knows, even the top players in the country know how good Saransh is at the game.
All these pros right now paying homage to Saransh and his just insane clinical ability right now in FIFA. I mean, what do we do, guys? Like, who stops this man? Who stops this man? Who stops CJ? I think Adi Chadda must be looking at this game, and he will be thinking, like, I have been, he's been unstoppable so far. Adi Chadda has been unstoppable so far, but I'll be very interested to see how he does in a matchup against Saransh.
You're right. And Shashank, I am here. I'm not sure why you can't hear me, but welcome in, man, Shashank.
But let's talk about our prediction. I think
Right.
so far it's been 2-0 to me. I predicted Sid will win. I predicted Saransh would win. So I think the next game you better get back into it.
Listen, Neil, that's not even a fair competition. I wanted to bet on Saransh anyway. It's out of genuine no choice that you made me bet on Shubham. It was something I would never in my sane mind do. But now, Lokmanu does say that there is a chance for Shubham to turn it around. And Shubham and Lokmanu have played before. And I have seen them play each other before as well. In fact, I do remember this one game where it was so close between them, where both of them had such a high line pressing each other, especially Shubham with his press after possession loss tactic. I have played against him, and he's deadly with it. He's one of those players who knows how to use that tactic perfectly. So if somehow he can use the AI press to actually put Saransh under pressure and get a couple of goals in, he may, I do believe, have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, word on the grapevine is that he's learned it from Devesh himself. So you could not have a better teacher. But right now, we're off again. At this point, I think Shubham should just be thinking of damage limitation. Again, Saransh is there up front attacking. Saransh is camped out on the halfway line right now. Look at the confidence in this man. Like,
You're right.
he's reminding me of a basketball game with half-court defense, man. Like, he has no fear right now. He has no fear, and it's demoralizing. It's demoralizing when your counter attack gets stopped right on the edge of the box, and it's back to Saransh being in possession, back to Saransh being so comfortable. If there's an
You're
early
right.
goal right now, this could turn into a landslide.
I do think that this is going to, and we have
And
Saransh again,
oh
a
my
nasty.
God,
But
nasty, nasty. Just attempting that.
But I do think, Neil, that this is a game where Saransh will get to score such fancy goals for sure. Look at him. He's
Oh
just
yeah.
dancing. It's a joke. He was turning there in such small spaces. I don't know what these guys have for thumbs. They may have like the smallest, like thinnest thumb ever to be able to do that with the left stick, man. Insane.
Yeah, I was worried for a moment when you said the smallest and thinnest. But yeah, man, like this guy is really feeling it. Like I do hope,
I
like
think
Saransh, I do hope he puts on a show for us because at this point it's going to be exhibition football. It's going to be champagne football, man. Saransh, I want to see what you can do. Let's see them cancels. Let's see them scorpion kicks. Let's see them reverse elasticos. Let's see hocus pocus, triple elastico. Let's see what you got, Saransh. Let's go.
Oh, we've gone for a Hail Mary through ball, which is going to work out for Shubham. Can he make something of this chance? We've seen a cancel, a Burba cancel, and he's done so well there. And no, that keeper, Saransh keeper, has clutched up for him. But that through ball, do you really think that that is a real? Like, I do think that that is a very real way for Shubham to score in this game.
So what just struck me was that I don't remember the last time Shubham got in Saransh's box.
That is, I
And look at
mean,
that, bro. He does have
I
goal
mean,
Ronaldo, and he has punished that attack. Like Saranj is saying, how dare you attack me right now? Look at the ease with which he rounded the keeper, took an extra touch, composed himself, probably stuck his thumb up at the defense, and then scored that goal.
He's
At
using the
what point
players
does it
of
start to become
well,
painful?
I mean, he is in Spain right now for sure with regarding his team name. I do think that that was probably a way for him to actually score. With one of those through balls that just run that with his Ronaldo, where he would just run past the defense, get one chance, and probably try to come back. But Saransh will not make that same mistake again. He will be tracking each and every runner now. He knows that he is looking for that through ball, and now he's basically going to set up shop in his defense and still probably score like four more goals.
I think for fans of Saransh, that opportunity there for Shubham is a blessing in disguise because now Saransh has been forced to wake up. The game is not over yet. This man is still pretty dangerous. So just play 100% and do your best and score more of those goals, man. Saransh, let's see. Let's put on a show right now.
We can see Shubham's press out now, what he should have probably done at the very beginning, because now it's probably a little too late with Hullet making a very easy run, and that's a great. Oh
Uh,
no! Oh no! Hullet can
on
choke
the
too.
one hand, you can say it's a choke, but look at the presence of mind there. He knew where the keeper was. He knew that he had only one touch, and that one touch he is the post. Like I think the average FIFA player there, the ball slides harmlessly into the keeper's hands.
You're right. I do think that the pass to Hullet was the right option. I'm not too sure how Hullet missed that, but Hullet is anyway a part of the game, and every player, to be honest, does miss some chances. And I'm sure I can bet my money on Hullet actually scoring in this game as well.
Well, if I'm Saranch, I'm just happy that all these misses. Some might say they're NRG, some might say they're just scripting. They're happening right now when he's 4-0 up. He's home and dry. He's comfortable. Uh, in fact, now he should probably be taking the opportunity to try some new tactics out. Knowing him, he probably already has all his tactics set. But still, he's facing a pro player. Uh, is always a time to try out come in handy against, let's say, an Adi Chadda or even CJ.
I do think that Saransh today is now going to just probably try and rest up for his next game, which is going to be a very, very big one. I don't think he's going to sweat it out at all. I'm sure he would want to score more goals, but I think he's just now chilling. He does not want to stress about this game at all, I'm sure, and he will just easily see this game out, go with his dad, have a beer, and calm down, and he'll just have another Saransh day basically. This is all normal for him, and I don't think he'll want to try anything. I think he's just want to just chill out at home and have a good time. This is normal business for him, and I do hope that just for his sake, for Shubham's sake, he gets to score one goal, because I don't think I've seen even one game where the opponent hasn't scored at all.
Yeah, now that you mention it, the paucity of Shubham's attacks, a goal would do his confidence very, very, very well. Like right now I'm feeling a bit sad for Shubham, man. Like, because he's not on form. I think the game against Adi Chadda, he did offer a very good performance, but he did come up short there. And now against Saransh, I think he gave Saransh a bit too much respect in the beginning, and after that, you know how Saransh is. You know, once the goals start coming, they never seem to stop.
You're right. I think this is game over, and I do think that Saransh is now genuinely going to probably try, if not tactics, new skill move variations for sure. I'm sure we'll see some creative goals that are being scored or at least attempted by Saransh. We already saw him trying to chip the keeper from an odd angle, but I think just for Shubham's sake, and just for him to not go home with no goals scored, he should try to at least get one back.
So am I the only one who, after a failed chip, it always eats away at me. Like, I try to chip this man and I mess it up. I need to chip him
No,
and set the record straight. I think Saranch might feel the same way.
you're right, you're right. I'm sure he's going to go looking for that chip. But right now, what he looked for was a very insanely skilled goal that he was attempting with Cruyff there. He almost beat Shubham's entire team. And it was just a joy to watch, man. At the end, there were like four people there who just tackled him, but it was a great attempt nonetheless. Like we said before, man, now Saransh wants to have fun, and he'll want to try to score these goals that are going to be entertaining for the stream, and he'll have one for the record as well. Doing this in front of genuinely a 27 in 3 player, an elite 1 player, is kind of nuts.
He actually tried to spin roulette in the box. I am not. I did not expect a pro player to be doing spin roulettes in the box, and Saranch is doing it right now. Saranch is absolutely feeling it. He is having fun right now. He's trying out all these skill moves. I won't say he's trying them out. I think he has the expertise. He's just not using them too often because they're not high percentage skill moves. But right now he's showing us that any skill move, any attacking avenue, Saranch knows how to do it. Saranch knows when to do it, and Saranch will probably score at least one more goal. What do you think?
I think that if Saransh stops messing about, he will surely score more, but one goal for sure. And thank God.
I'm happy.
Thank God.
I'm happy for
Shubham
it.
had one back. Let's go. I'm happy for him. I'm genuinely happy for him. That brings back confidence in this game. He's level in this matchup, and that's already a very, very, very good thing for him, man. And Cruyff just sold the fullback there. And this going to be another goal by Saransh here? That was a great attempt, man. He's just messing with his players at this point. And it's not a kickoff that he has scored. But as you can see, Saransh can turn up the heat at any moment.
Saranch right now, what do you think? How do you think he reacts to that goal? Like, do you think he's mad? Like, he would have liked to have a clean sheet. Like, the competitive spirit in that boy. Again, I told you, that chip is coming. That chip is coming. He will lose 2-1 or 3-1, but he will try to chip this man.
You're right. I think Saransh, as much as I know him, he happens to be a very good friend, and I'm sure he would not want to concede that. He is as expected an extremely competitive player, and as a competitive player, as someone who loves winning, he is a perfectionist. He would never want to concede a very cheap goal, even though it's partly his fault that he hasn't entirely shut this game off. I'm sure now he will look to do that as soon as he can and take away a two leg win rather than just a huge win in the first one.
I mean, I'm just glad that that there is a chink in the armor, that this guy is not completely invincible, that he is still prone to making the same mistake that thousands of casual FIFA players do with that chip. But right now, the control with Neymar on the dribble, all the way to the byline, and then stops, and then he passes it back. He missed that chance, but really, like, this man is just on another level right now. I mean, I can't say it enough. Just every attack, the composure, the ease with which he's just ripping apart that defense is. I mean, if you're a pro, you could be just wondering, like, like, what am I doing playing this game when this man has this level of expertise, this level of control, mastery over this video game. Is just like, it is a joy for us to watch. Like, I'll say that. Like, it's great that we're getting to watch this right now. Shubham with a rare foray into Saranch's box, and just as I say it, Saranch has won the ball back with that bullet. He's got counter attack going on. I think another goal is coming now. Another goal is coming now.
That was a very, very, very good section of play for Shubham there, man. He really tried really hard to try to score a goal. In fact, he chained a lot of good skill moves there, man, which would have normally resulted a goal with any other player. But it is Saransh that he's playing against with some insane defending there. But I do think that was a really positive part that Shubham can take away from this game, because when he did turn on that press after possession loss tactic, he was able to pile on a lot of pressure on Saransh, which led to quite a number of good opportunities there. If Saransh would have seen that pass to Mane, he was open there. I'm sure he did see it as well, and he attempted for that pass. But as you can see, with press after possession loss comes the risk of actually being that open, where players might just be that open. Oh, that's Shubham could have won it there. As you can see, Saransh probably needed to be a little more clinical. As much as we are singing his laurels, he probably should have seen this game out. What do you think, Neil?
I think I think Saransh right now, the quickness with which he went for that counter attack, he really will be a bit mad. But I don't think he has any reason to be mad. The display which he put on today, I mean, he did enough in one leg to win the game. And what more do you want, man, Saransh? Like, have some mercy now.
You're absolutely right. I think this was an easy win for Saransh, but he really needs to, when tomorrow during the games that he's going to be playing, I think he needs to come way more clinical than he was in the second game. At least in the first game, he dominated very easily. In the second game, he was so flashy with the way that he wanted to finish off some chances. I think that he needed to win the second one to actually secure his dominance, even though he did that the entire game. But good games to Shubham and Saransh. Man, I think Shubham did a very good job at the very end of the second game. And we have the biggest and the most hype game coming now. We have Aditya Chadda versus CJ as the final game for the
I
night.
can't
And
wait.
that is going to be immense.
I can't wait for this game, man. Like, honestly, kudos to the organizers. Like, Esports Premier League has brought all these players together, all these players who anyone in the weekend league would be demoralized and just scared to face. They're all here. They're all playing each other. No one is evading anyone. We already had Charan Jot versus Saransh, and now we're going to be having Charan Jot versus Aditya Chadda. It's going to be the last game for the night, and it's going to be the semi-final. And again, like, what this tournament has really delivered so far. Like, it has really delivered this far. Esports Premier League, FIFA 21. It has been a pleasure to commentate on these games. Like, just watching these games, I'm learning so much. It is so entertaining, and I really do feel that the best is yet to come, because Charanjot, Aditya Chadda, the immovable object, the unstoppable force. Who gives? Give me your prediction right now. All right, just one word: Chadda or Charanjot. Let's hear it.
We will hear it once we are back from the break. Neil, that was insane hype, and we are going to be keeping up hyping up this game because this is the best game that we will see, and we will see you guys in a few minutes for that game. Let's see your predictions in the chat. We will see you guys in a minute.
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना esports करियर शुरू कर सकता है। Esports Premier Series का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से esports के YouTube चैनल पे।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा आजा 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 जोश में आजा
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
आज खाने में वही,
बिल्कुल सही।
खाने में वही।
बिल्कुल नहीं, आज बोरिंग नहीं। फासो सिग्नेचर रैप्स है बिल्कुल सही।
अनएक्सपेक्टेड माउथ वाटरिंग कॉम्बिनेशंस, फ्लेवर्स में ऐसा जोर कि बाकी सब लगे बोर। फासो सिग्नेचर रैप्स।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा आजा 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 जोश में आजा
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। Esportz Premier Series का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से esports के YouTube चैनल पे। Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports चैंपियनशिप Esportz Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। Esportz Premier Series का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से esports के YouTube चैनल पे।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा आजा 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 जोश में आजा
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
आज खाने में वही
बिल्कुल सही।
खाने में वही
बिल्कुल नहीं, आज बोरिंग नहीं। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स है बिल्कुल सही।
अनएक्सपेक्टेड माउथ वाटरिंग कॉम्बिनेशंस, फ्लेवर्स में ऐसा जोर कि बाकी सब लगे बोर। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा, हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा। आजा 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 जोश में आजा।
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई-स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। ई-स्पोर्ट्स प्रीमियर सीरीज का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से ई-स्पोर्ट्स के YouTube चैनल पे। Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong।
Welcome back. Som, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I'm so sorry. I know. I just wanted to welcome everyone
For one-
back
for one,
to present.
the issue is not from my side, it's from your side, for one.
I know. My bad. But everyone, welcome back to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21, co-powered by Hell Energy Drink, Urban Story, and Fasos. I am extremely stupid for unmuting myself, not unmuting myself, but CJ does seem to have a power cut issue going on right now, so I do not think we'll be having their game on tonight. We will have to wait for a CJ versus Aditya Chadda game for tomorrow, which was going to be the day when the finals are being conducted. And tomorrow is going to be huge, Neil. But do you want to go over all the games that we saw today?
I do. I also want to go over the fact that I predicted 2 of them correctly and you predicted none of them correctly. So yeah, and now let's go to the game.
All right. So we started with Aditya Chadda versus Sagnik, where Aditya Chadda completely dominated that one and ended up beating Sagnik, I think 8-3 if I'm not mistaken.
I think, that set the tone for what we're expecting today. Amazing game of FIFA. Chadda really showed his class. Initially, what we expected to be a tight, cagey affair, really, once Chadda managed to impose his will upon Sagnik, he just had his way with him. Great game.
You're right. And then we had Sid versus Sagnik, which is a very close affair. And then we had Saransh and Shubham, where Saransh comfortably saw the game out. But going into tomorrow, we have 2 incredibly huge games in Charanjot versus Aditya in the upper bracket final and Sid versus Saransh in the lower bracket final. I mean, can it get any bigger than this? This is something that we would have probably predicted out of all the people playing today. This was probably the 4 people who we would want to see on the final day of the tournament.
I would say that if you could handpick 4 players and just place them in the semi-finals, I think most people would have chosen some variation. At least 3 of these 4. Sid is the dark horse for me. CJ is the favorite. I think Saransh is the second favorite, and Adi Chadda probably the third favorite. But really, we could not have asked for more in this Esports Premier Series. These 4 men in the finals, in the semi-finals, it is going to be a clash for the ages.
You're right. Tomorrow is going to be a huge day for FIFA. We're going to see some insane content. So we will again want to thank Josh Presents Esportz Premier Series FIFA 21 co-powered by Hell Energy Drink, Fasos and Oven Story. And we would like to call it a night. Today was an insane day, Neil. It was very fun commentating with you. And I will see you guys very soon.
Have a good night, boys.
Esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना esports करियर शुरू कर सकता है। Esports Premier Series का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और चीयर करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से esports के YouTube चैनल पे।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा आजा 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 जोश में आजा
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
आज खाने में वही,
बिल्कुल सही।
खाने में वही।
बिल्कुल नहीं, आज बोरिंग नहीं। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स है बिल्कुल सही।
अनएक्सपेक्टेड माउथ वाटरिंग कॉम्बिनेशंस, फ्लेवर्स में ऐसा जोर कि बाकी सब लगे बोर। फासोस सिग्नेचर रैप्स।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
आजा 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 जोश में आजा हुनर का जादू चला के जलवा दिखा जा आजा 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 जोश में आजा
Esports esports.in ला रहा है इंडियाज Yearlong Esports Championship Esports Premier Series 2021। ये ओपन टूर्नामेंट है जिसमें कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करके अपना ई-स्पोर्ट्स करियर शुरू कर सकता है। ई-स्पोर्ट्स प्रीमियर सीरीज का टोटल प्राइस पूल होगा 40 लाख एंड हमारी कंसोल गेम है FIFA 21 जिसमें बहुत प्लेयर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे एंड आपके लिए जबरदस्त गोल स्कोर करेंगे। पूरे साल में FIFA के 2 ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स होंगे विद प्राइस पूल ऑफ ₹50,000 और हर क्वालिफायर का विनर जाएगा मेगा लैंड फिनाले दिसंबर में। सारे प्लेयर्स बैटल करेंगे प्लेऑफ्स में जाने के लिए। प्लेऑफ टीम्स कंपीट करेंगे टॉप 2 स्पॉट्स के लिए जो बनेंगे हमारे फाइनलिस्ट और फाइनलिस्ट में से विनिंग प्लेयर क्वालिफाई करेगी लैंड फिनाले के लिए। ऑनलाइन क्वालिफायर्स खेला जाएगा इन द FIFA अल्टीमेट टूर्नामेंट मोड। सपोर्ट और cheer करने के साथ साथ आपको मिलेगा ढेर सारे गिवअवेज जीतने का मौका। मिलते हैं मैदान में 14 फरवरी से ई स्पोर्ट्स के YouTube चैनल पे।